all the flies in the drinks.
There's the kids at the park. Is it hot? Are you having fun? Oh! Oh!
Grace did.
Music babies.
Go, Avery.
Just on the merry-go-round. A butterfly garden.
Agnes is walking right by one.
Are these dead or black? I don't know. What happened?
A butterfly just came right at me. I told you they love me.
Fun fact, Jen is terrified of butterflies. I love these. I don't know what they're called, but I love them.
They're called sunflowers.
No, they're not sunflowers. I think they're like daisies or something. Black-eyed Susans, maybe? That's what they're called.
I'm working at growing it. Don't have it all figured out, but I'm slowly learning that that's what life's all about.
Welcome to the vlog, everybody. And have you ever seen the movie The Matrix? Well, welcome to the vlog inside the vlog, because have you ever seen yourself on the vlog? Well, now you have. Guys, I'm vlogging within a vlog. That's right. Go ahead and say hello to your future selves. Next week, you'll see this vlog. Cool, huh? I'm a real YouTuber now. I'm vlogging within vlogs. Anyway, so this week, I need to get ready for music, right? A big part of my job, obviously, is music. Probably like 80% of my job is actually music. And I don't show tons of that on the channel, actually. So I wanted to show this week kind of how I prepare for a practice. The band is learning 3 songs this week, and I wanted to show kind of everything that I do to get ready for that, what goes into that, how I prepare for my band, how I prepare myself, how I prepare my singers, what I use, what tools I use, and just kind of put you guys onto that. But you guys already know we gotta start with some coffee. Let's go.
So you guys know I'm obsessed with cookie butter, and today I brought real cookie butter to try to make a cookie butter latte that I'm obsessed with. I've already made a really good cookie butter latte, but I feel like I can take it to the next level with this. So let's get into it.
Of course, you know, if you want the recipe, you got to go watch the short. Guys, wow. Wow. Make you this today. It's so fire. So one of the first things I do for my vocalists when we begin learning a song is going to find if the artist has individual parts for that song for the background vocals. Most artists these days do that. If not individual parts, at least background vocals isolated. If you can't find that, sometimes what you can do is use AI to separate the vocals from the music, and then you have an isolated vocal. This helps me pick out the parts and just figure out what's going on in the background. Sometimes stuff is mixed down really well and you can't hear it, frankly. But I'll do that. Then if there's not individual parts and the song is a little more complicated, what I will do is record them myself. Now, you can do this just using the Memos app on your phone, the voice memos. Nothing wrong with that. That's how I used to do it. In fact, I'm just a bit of a production nerd and I've stepped up my game. Really, that's all. But that's a great way to do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Today, I'll be using Ableton to record parts for a song that there's no parts available. Okay, guys, so here's my basic setup. I have my keyboard. This is just my hard drive that has all my stems on it. I have, coming out of that, I have my earphones that I'm going to use, my power, and then I have connected to this right here. What I use is a Focusrite 6i6 Scarlett. Come in on that. This one right there is what I use. And I'm just pulling that out to an SM58 with a pop filter. This just keeps poppy sounds from my lips, like p, p, and f, and s, from popping onto the mic. And I'm just going to record right over the artist's original tracks right here. I'm going to do tenor, alto, and soprano. And I color code just to keep everything nice and easy to figure out. I record 2 of each part, and then I pan them left and right so that it doesn't sound as harsh, if that makes any sense at all. Double vocals sound better than single vocals. I'm just gonna get right into it and get to singing and record these parts. That took a lot longer than I expected because the song is More Than Able by Maverick City. And if y'all know anything about Maverick City, they don't have like specific parts. They all just sing. So in their background vocals, they literally have a bunch of people just doing whatever they want to do. Nothing is specific. Every time it's kind of something different. That's cool for them, but that don't really work for us. So I had to go in and write a couple parts. I didn't like some of the parts and I had to change it. We tried doing it live once. It was a hot mess vocally. So I went in and I recorded the parts of what I want them to do. Also, when we learned it was when I was on vocal rest, so I couldn't really record parts. So I was like, this should be easy enough for us to grab. Was not, moral of the story. I found in music, you can't really over prepare. You can definitely under prepare. So yeah. So I just had to kind of arrange the parts more to what I think will work for us and sustainably we can do, and it sounds good. So anyway, I'm just exporting those now and then I'll show you where I put those. Okay, so I just finished exporting them. Also, I'm going to show you where I put them for my singers to access them. We use something called Planning Center. If you are involved in church music at all or anything related to church, you've probably at least heard of Planning Center. Planning Center, please sponsor me. I will never stop singing the praises of Planning Center. I love Planning Center. I've used Planning Center for like 15 years, probably. I'm a bit of an expert on Planning Center. So basically, at the heart of it, what it is it's like an online place for all your singers, all your musicians, anyone who serves at a church. You can schedule them, basically. But it's so much more than that. Planning Center basically just plans everything in your church. It can manage people. People can give through it. You can do planning events, schedule people, send out music. You can chat. You can do all sorts of things. You can have your live stream through there. But the cool thing about it is it's scalable. So if you're a really small church and you only want to use one aspect of it, you only use one aspect of it. If you're a big church and you want to use like 3 aspects of it, use 3. We've used it forever. We just recently started using like every aspect of it. So there's tons of things in there. But the one that we've used the longest and continue to use the most is services, which is one of the things that they offer essentially to help you plan your services, to schedule all the people who need to be in place, and to put all the content in there like I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So I just have it bookmarked right here because I use it all the time. And it's just gonna take me right into my services. Here we are, and they're gonna show you basically, we have it split up by campus, but you can just go into songs, which is what I'm doing right here. Here's all the songs we do. All you have to do is add it in. You can add as much to it or as little to it as you want. But when we started, we didn't even do the song part. We just did the scheduling part. But eventually we got this in, and this helps me really manage and see my songs because I can click on, for example, More Than Able, the song that I'm working on right now. Here it is. It's got all my information right here, how long it is, the BPM, the meter, the sequence, which you can do your own custom sequence, who wrote it, yada, yada, yada. You can put all your lyrics, your chords, focus, please, thank you. You can do all that in here. And so here, right here is where I attach all my files. So I have a track that the bass player can listen to where the bass is turned up. I have the chord chart for all the musicians. I have a director sheet for me, drums, guitar, vocals. This is what I originally had in there, which is just Maverick City's vocals, and we quickly realized it wasn't great. So I'm going to add files. I'm just going to search for them from my computer, pull them up on my external hard drive where I just exported them to. I'm sorry, the camera's not wanting to focus because I'm on a screen. You can see how dirty my screen is. So I just try to keep everything super organized. Here's my files that I just exported. Now, these files will be in there, linked to this song, and now everyone can go listen to them. So if you are an admin on the backside, the cool thing is you can see who has accessed the file. This tells me, like, for example, my bass player. I'm gonna pull him up because I know he listens. Look. Oh my gosh, 27 times. So that probably was the time we did it. That is hilarious. 27 times and 15 times. I know that he listens. That's amazing. Most people are probably not that intense. This dude studies. I will say this about him. He was one of my drummers for the longest time, and he came to me one day and he's like, what do we need for like the band? Like, what instrument would you like me to learn? I'm like, I need a bass player, man. And so he literally picked up the bass. It's been over a year now, and he's fully playing services, like studies, probably plays like 6 hours a day. So, and he's not young, like and I'm not meaning he's old, I'm just saying like he's not a kid, like he's an adult with a full-time job. He studies and studies and studies, and it is really proven and paid off. He started playing probably within a month or two of him actually playing the bass at all. He started playing on the platform. Harder songs we would have a track on. Easy songs he would grab. He would play every altar, just learning. He learned the number system. He learned all of his scales. Dude plays bass every service now, and really, like, he can play pretty much anything. That just goes to show, no matter what age you are, you really can learn an instrument. You really can do anything if you apply yourself. That is the part that people don't like, is application. And you just saw there, before we sang it on a service, he listened to it 27 times, probably playing along with it 27 times. And then 15 times probably, that was probably the day of the service. So that just shows you how studious he is, how much time he puts into it, and I guarantee you he's listened to it more than that. So just talk to your music director, ask what they need. Like, I love that he came to me and was like, what do you need in the music department? And I was like, I need this. If more people did that and then applied themselves the way he did, wow, we would have tons of people just doing what we need, you know? So yeah, just work hard at it. Anyway, that's what we use it for. Now people can go, I'm gonna send out a message here in a second and let people know, like, hey, it's in there, go listen to it. Then the very next thing I need to do is we're learning 3 new songs that are a little more difficult. So we're learning Jericho and My God by First Pentecostal Church of North Little Rock. And they're not super hard songs vocally, but they are musically. And so the band is struggling a little bit to keep like a mental map of how the song goes. Like, there's a lot of little shifts and dynamics. So I asked them if it would help if I, as a director, made notes and said, like, here's where we do this, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yes, we think that would be super helpful. So I'm going to do that because we have practice tomorrow, and I want them to have that as much time to practice with that as possible.
Guys, I've never done this before, so you're getting a raw look at what I'm actually planning on doing, because I don't really know what I'm planning on doing. So the main thing is I'm going to pull up the song in Planning Center. I'm going to start with Jericho. I'm going to basically pull up the song and listen to the rehearsal track, and also pull up the chord chart. And then I'm going to just begin making notes and see kind of what comes out of that. here's what I came up with. Just like basically the song on this side and then all my notes over here. I hope this helps the guys. Basically, it's just like a very detailed song and there's a lot of time shifts in it. We've practiced it multiple times and we're just not grabbing it. And as a leader, I could send out a really like aggressive message and like, guys, we're not getting this, blah, blah, blah. We need to work harder. We need to work harder. And I feel like all that will do is frustrate the band and make them feel like I'm frustrated at them, which it would just being me expressing my frustration, not at the individuals, but the fact that the song is kind of kicking our butt. Or, and this is the approach I took, I reached out to the band and was like, how can I help us break this down further? How can I help us grab this? And this was kind of their feedback. So if I had just reached out in aggravation and said, you know, work harder, they would have just been aggravated and felt like they couldn't get it. I would have been aggravated because they weren't getting it. And instead, as a leader, my job is to serve them to get us to the goal, not for them to serve me and get what I want done. Kind of a twist there. I hope this helps them. So I'm gonna upload this now and kind of send out a message to them and kind of get their feedback. Do they want more? Do they want less? Like kind of see what they want. So I've got all that stuff done and I'm still having some sound issues. So I've got to dig into that. Part of being a good leader and making sure your band's ready to go and just giving to your team is making sure the sound is good. If there's sound issues, it's gonna throw everyone off. So I've gotta dig into that and figure out what's going on with our sound. I've got about an hour before I have a music lesson today, so I'm gonna just dig into the sound for a little bit and try to see what's going on. I don't even know, so who knows? Let's just try to figure it out. So the first thing that comes to mind is obviously you're dealing with software-based things. I am uninstalling all my software and reinstalling it because I'm just having nothing but issues. So that's the first step I'm gonna take, is just uninstall and reinstall. It's like the digital unplug and replug back in, but for software. All right, so I had just enough time to get everything uninstalled, everything reinstalled, and now it's time to go home. So I'll keep working on this tomorrow. Maybe I can dig in and try to make sure all the issues are working. So I'm going in the sanctuary right now to block it off, basically. Making sure no one's in here praying. You guys, I'm double vlogging again today. And it looks a little ridiculous. And my arm is burning from holding both of these cameras at once. But it's easier to just get my double footage and have it separate. This has been a hot mess trying to like double and even triple vlog because I'm actually working on another vlog, a future vlog, and just like separating all that content and having it separate has just been a whole task within itself. Anyway, okay, now that the sanctuary is reserved for me, I'm going to get in the sanctuary and start working on all my sound issues. So yesterday, obviously, I got everything uninstalled and reinstalled on my computer. So today, I made sure the tech booth computers were all updated and up to date, just drivers, software, everything's up to date there. So next, I'm gonna plug everything in and I'm gonna try to start simulating a service, because that's when it seems like when I run tests here alone and just like try to play a few things, everything works. But when a service comes and everything's running and that's when we have issues. So I need to simulate the same setup that a service would be taking place and see if I have the same issues. If I don't, then by just elimination, I'm finding out that it's not any of my setup, it's something that's happening during service. So I gotta try to rule everything out, essentially. So right away, I'm getting an audio driver failure. Every time I try to launch it, it's saying audio driver failed. I'm just gonna shut everything down, restart, and see if that fixes the issue. Guys, honestly, a lot of time in tech, that is the issue. It just needs restarted. So let's hope that's the issue. Hey, okay, it's working. So it could have just been a bug. Okay, so everything is actually working now. What I did was update everything, reboot everything, and it seems to be working good at the moment. Now I'm gonna start on my testing though. Everything's showing up now actually though, which is, it's not done that in a while, so that's a good sign. I'm just gonna start simulating a service back, basically a service that I've recorded. I'm gonna do a virtual service right now and just check everything and see
if I can replicate any of the issues that we normally have. Everything sounds good, I think. I usually try to set up a second keyboard on rehearsal nights because another keyboard player's here and we both play. So I like to have 2 keyboards. That way I can, we can both play at the same time.
Intro, 2,
So we'll
1,
hit
2,
right
3,
here,
4.
and then it'll count us in for the verse. Still here. Bam,
1,
bam,
2,
bam,
3,
bam, bam,
4,
bam,
5,
cut.
6,
My
chorus,
Jericho
2,
is
3, 4.
You were early. You were early. That's the time change right there. 6/4 to 4/4. So you were early. So you hit on. Listen. Jesus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chorus, 2, 3, 4.
So cut on 5, hit back on 3. Listen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chorus, 2, 3, 4.
Down is correct, but you were coming early.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chorus, 2, 3, 4.
Bop.
Chorus, 2, 3, 4.
We're just vamping here on that 1.
Verse, 2, 3, 4.
5, 4, 3, 2, 7, 6, 4, 3, 5,
Bridge,
1.
2, 3,
Build 3, 4, 1 over 5, 3, run, pause.
2, 3, 4.
So right there, they put on here, the thing is church. You're going the right now, right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's where you're at now. Bring that snare in. Dun, 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 dun. Yep.
Chorus, 2, 3, 4.
Chorus.
Chorus, 2, 3, 4.
Build.
4.
Cymbal accents.
Outro. 2, 3,
All
4.
coming down. Ending. Build.
Bridge. 2, 3, 4.
Rocket. Walk up.
Interlude.
Turn
2,
around.
3, 4.
Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam. Hit. We hold that all the way to the end.
Outro. 2, 3, 4.
So for keys there, through that whole bridge, learn this. It's literally just. That's it the entire time. And then once it goes to the. It's the same keys, you're just not doing the in between. That's really all that is.
Whenever I cram 3 songs like this and they all have this beat in it somewhere, I completely forget which part I'm at in whatever song it is.
They all kind of do, don't they? Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I told Jared and Josh the other night. I was like, I'll have really easy songs next for you guys, since these 3 beat us up.
But don't make us too unchallenged.
No, we need some upbeat ones really bad, which is why I want these. But the next 2 that I'm gonna have are actually, they're both upbeat, but they're much simpler.
So I hope this kind of showed you everything that I do to get my band ready for a song, how we work through things, how we tackle a practice, how I recommend that they study, and all of the tools that I give them to be their best. If you are a music director and you're not doing all these things, don't feel bad, that's okay. Your team may not be at this size, you may be just starting out. I have 15 years of experience doing this. This is where I've gotten in 15 years. But one thing I know about YouTube and vlogs and things like this is that things like this inspire other people and it helps you get ideas that will work for your church. I have over the years watched many other churches and found out their tactics and tweaked them until I found what works for our church. What works for our church may not work for your church, but you may get some really cool ideas that will help you. I hope that's what this was, and I hope you got some good insight to how I do everything here and how I structure everything for my music department to set us up for success. So thanks for watching. If you want to know more about anything in the video, leave me a comment down below. I would love to do another video. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye. But I just devised the most amazing plan to scare Jen and Winter because they went over to the Family Life Center to clean the bathrooms. I want to scare the crap out of them. Over there, I think if I hide behind the dumpster here, I could scare the crap out of them.
I thought he was a dog.
Got y'all.
I shook. I said.